Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Matter can't be created nor destroyed. Matter has 5 physical states. Solid has a high density, a definite shape, a small compressibility, and a very small thermal expansion. One example of a solid could be a rock, ice, paper, etc. Liquid state can be characterized by a high density, indefinite shape that depends on its container, a small compressibility, and a small thermal expansion. An example of a liquid could be water. Gas can have a low density and an indefinite shape that can be changed by its container, a large compressibility, and a moderate thermal expansion. Plasma is a partially ionized gas with ions, electrons, and unnatural atoms. Bose-Einstein state occurs when an element cooled to a temperature of 0 Kelvin, in other words, absolute zero. Matter classification. Matter can be a pure substance or a mixture. Pure substances can be an element or a compound. An element is a pure substance that are made up of homoatomic molecules or individual atoms of the same kind. A compound is a pure substance that is made up of heteroatomic molecules or individual atoms of 2 or more different kinds. In a mixture, it can be a homogeneous mixture or a heterogeneous mixture. In a homogeneous mixture is a solution. The property of a sample of an homogeneous mixture are the same regardless of where the example was obtained from the mixture. An example of a homogeneous mixture is a lemonade. You cannot split or separate the water from the lemon. A heterogeneous mixture is a mixture that depends on the location from which the sample was taken. For example, a pizza is a mixture, but you can separate the pepperoni from the cheese and the bread.
Physical changes can be observed without attempting to change the composition of the matter being observed. For example, color, shape, mass, and density. Chemical changes can only be observed by attempting to change the matter into new substances. For example, flammability and the ability to react. Physical changes of matter are changes that take place without composition. For example, freezing, melting, or evaporating of a substance. Chemical changes of matter are always accompanied by a change in composition. Example, burning of paper or mixing vinegar and baking soda. Changes in matter are often made by adding or removing heat from a substance. These changes are called endothermic and exothermic reactions. Endothermic changes in state. Evaporation. Evaporation is the endothermic process in which a liquid is changed to a gas. Sublimation is the endothermic process in which a solid is changed to a gas without first melting to a liquid. Melting is the endothermic process in which a solid is changed to a liquid. Liquefaction is the exothermic process in which a gas is changed to a liquid. Deposition is the exothermic process in which a gas is changed into a solid. And freezing is the exothermic process in which a liquid is changed into a solid.
There are several methods for the mixture separation. Decantation is the separation method which consists of removing the liquid portion of the substance while leaving behind the sediment. Filtration is the method used to separate a solid that has not been dissolved in the liquid. A filter must be used, such as a cloth or a filter paper. Distillation is the method for separation of mixtures of liquids, using a change in the pressure and temperature. One of the two liquids evaporates and condenses into collecting vial. while the other liquid stays in the original flask. Chromatography is a separation method that involves passing a sample in a mobile phase, often in a stream of solvent, through a stationary phase. The stationary phase retards the passage of the components of the sample. When the components pass through the system at different rates, they become separated in time depending of each component's characteristics. Centrifugation is a separation method which involves using centrifugal force to separate a mixture according to particle size and density. It may be used for a mixture of immiscible liquids or a solid liquid mixture. Magnetizing is a separation method which uses the magnetic properties of metals to separate mineral mixtures.